My video for December the 14th, 2019 is number 3304. The title is Repeat Performance for Entertainment Purposes Only. Here we go again. Round and round we go, but we never really go anywhere. It's just an illusion. I keep hearing this. I keep responding to it in discussion groups when it comes up. So many friends say it is the way of it, but it makes no sense to me. Of course, that's because I actually think the 3D world is important, that it determines the state of consciousness of our soul, which is eternal, or so they say. They also state that neutrality is in some way an advanced state of mind and being. I laugh at that one, although it's not really funny. When my car is in neutral, I cannot drive it either forward or backwards. If it's on a hill, it will always roll downhill unless the emergency brake is applied or something is placed behind the tires to prevent rolling. What word, letter I got to put in? It might be easy to simply roll or go with the flow, as is often said. Of course, that eliminates all thinking, discernment, and other necessary qualities of moral beings. It allows anything. Resistance is futile, since there is no right or wrong. It's all relative, they say. I see lots of people that are not related to my values, even though they share the same bloodline. I'm sorry, but I do not see human life as existing for entertainment purposes only. There simply has to be more meaning and purpose. I had written that blurb right after I uploaded the previous video, and I normally record it then, but something said wait. And so I waited, and that was like over 12 hours ago since I put the blurb in and made a few little changes, but pretty much that's where I was going to go this morning until I got that. Just, I don't know what it was. It was just a feeling, wait. And so someone commented on the video that's current right now as I'm recording this, which is of course for the December 13th, Friday the 13th. And an interesting comment where I talked about love and fear, because so many of my friends say that love and fear are opposites. And someone commented this, and I'm going to read it. I didn't write down the person's name. I think it's a guy, but it might be a lady. The antonym of love is hate. The antonym of fear is confidence. I see many people do, or actually should say, make the same mistakes. They corrupted the words so they forget the true meaning. If you do not know the antonym, you are unable to fight it. I am fearless means I am extremely confident. I do not hate means I love. Understand the true meaning of words, as that will define your speech. To fight fear, you must become confident. To fight hate, you must love. When you are positive, you absorb negative energy. If you are negative, you absorb positive energy. You must understand the polarity to use it to your benefit, when to be positive and when to be negative. It is good to say yes, but sometimes you must say no. It is good to give, but you also must take equally to be in balance. To be in balance, to me, is the whole point of life. It's not about fighting over extremes. We live in a world of polarity, as I've said so many times. That's not a bad thing. There is up and down, in and out, light and dark, good and evil, etc. But this person is correct that the metaphysical saying that love and fear are opposites just simply is not correct. Fear is appropriate at times. Love is appropriate at other times. But they are not opposites. And I appreciate this comment, which I'm now taking as the reason why I was checked when I was going to record this morning, and I felt no weight. And so I waited. Anyway, we keep going round and round on this thing in this world of what's going on, because it's confusing. Quite honestly, it's confusing even to people that are intelligent, which I used to think I was. Now I'm not quite as sure as I once was. And I don't know if that's because I'm diminishing my ego or what, but this whole thing of being neutral and not making judgments, that just, it doesn't resonate with me, folks. As I said in the blurb, when my car is in neutral, if it's stopped on a hill, it will go downhill. It doesn't ever roll uphill, although I have seen an optical illusion where it looked like it was rolling uphill, but that was because of camera angles and other things. So it appeared to be rolling uphill, but that's just simply not the way things work in the physical world. And this physical world is the world that we have to deal with now, because we're here now. We can't be somewhere else now. So we have to deal with the issues that are presented in our lives in this current time frame. And to allow anything is crazy. Would a mother be considered loving if she allowed her children to play with poisonous snakes, for example? Well, unless she's Anastasia, probably not. And I don't know that Anastasia would allow her young child to play with a poisonous reptile, although sleeping with bears and not being afraid of wild animals was the way that Fallujah was raised, thinking back to the Anastasia series. In any case, I have people in my bloodline, my direct grandparents, that did things that I don't relate to. And it doesn't, there's no pure bloodline because we have free will. We can choose how to respond to different things, whether to respond or to react, and they are not the same thing. I'm responding now to the questions that are raised in these discussion groups that I attend. I'm not arguing with people. I'm just saying, look, I see things that some people seem to be missing. And it's not because they're wrong. It's because that's where they are right now. And how do we strike a balance? How do we find an accord that we can all resonate with and recognize that it's not important to agree with everybody on every issue? In fact, it's impossible. It's impossible because no two people, as I keep on saying, have the identical experience. And our responses and our attitudes are based on prior experience or even conditioning. Our religions condition us, our schools condition us, our parents condition us. Everything conditions us in the world in which we live. And the purpose for me is to try to seek wisdom. Wisdom is more important even than love, because if you don't have wisdom, you can't even get to love. Wisdom has to come first, and discernment is probably the most important of all the gifts of the Spirit that are listed in Corinthians. So I want to bottom line this and say, this is a repeat performance, but it's something I would like all of us to pay attention to. Thank you, folks, for listening, and namaste.